Welcome to NHK's Radio English Conversation Program. I'm Marsha Krakauer.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jeff Clark. We're here to enjoy learning English together.
Todd is at his office. He's sitting in front of his desktop computer.
Uh-oh. What happened? What did I do wrong now?
Are you talking to your computer again?
Help me out of this mess, Kelly. I'm trying to send a fax, but I must have pressed the wrong key.
Let's see. You had it clicked on a website. There, it's sent.
Remarkable. I can never understand why they call computers user-friendly.
All it takes is a little bit of practice. How about lunch together?
Mind if my son joins us? He flew in this morning.
Not at all.
That reminds me. Let me make one quick phone call.
You have reached Lisa Stanley's office. If you wish to leave a message, please press 1 now. If you wish to speak to her assistant, please press 2 now. If you have a rotary phone, please hold. You have reached Lisa Stanley's assistant. If you wish to leave a message...
Forget it.
What's the matter?
It used to take 15 seconds to get information from a person, but now with the touch-tone routine, it takes 15 minutes.
I know how frustrating it can be.
I want my rotary dial back so I can hold for the operator.
You can just fake it. That's what my mother does.
I'll do that next time.
So, where's David?
He's waiting for me at the computer shop on the first floor.
Who are you trying to call anyway?
David's mother, my ex-wife.
How's her new software company doing?
It's booming. Her company just came out with a revolutionary product.
You two are so different.
I know. She calls me a technophobe. But that doesn't bother me a bit. I hate dealing with all this new technology.
Well, in the not-too-distant future, all you'll need to do is talk to your machines, and they'll do the rest of the work.
Maybe. But I feel uneasy just talking to an answering machine.
Okay, let's go on to the computer debate.
Kelly, Todd, and his son David are looking around in a computer shop. So, how's school these days?
The usual. They just turned the art room into a computer lab.
What did the school do that for?
To hook up to the information superhighway, of course.
You see, Todd? Even schools are trying to keep up with the latest technology, just like the rest of us.
Schools are starting to look like high-tech training centers.
Dad, learning math is much more fun using computer games.
What is fun and what is educational may often be at odds, young man.
But Dad, you can't beat the visuals. Kids pay more attention to the computer screen than a blackboard.
He's right, Todd. I'm all for computerizing our schools. It's highly motivating for children.
Call me old-fashioned. I find books more captivating.
What is it that you dislike about computerized learning?
Everything. I especially doubt if computer games expand the imagination of young children.
We work on 3D simulations to solve real problems, Dad.
That's just an artificial experience. You haven't encountered them in the real world.
So you won't have any of that virtual reality experience?
Absolutely not. Because what comes up in real life are little problems, not those big fake ones.
In any event, we'll have to prepare our children to be computer literate. Tomorrow's jobs will obviously demand basic computer skills.
But I wouldn't want schooling to rely heavily on technology. No computer can teach what a walk through the forest feels like.
Dad, can I get this? I'll go up to the woods with you this weekend.
It's a deal.
さて、2つ目のトピックはハイテクについてでした。Jeff, without a doubt, the computer and the internet have changed our lives for better or worse.
Oh, yeah.
For one thing, I can't imagine writing and editing the text for this program without my computer and email.
Certainly, rewriting a manuscript has a whole new meaning with a computer because you can copy and paste with a click of the mouse.
Sending my manuscripts to the publisher via email saves time, too.
Though many of us still depend on snail mail for sending and receiving and proofreading manuscripts, don't we? And maybe it's just as well that we don't get totally dependent on computers.
You're not a technophobe by any chance, are you, Jeff?
I love having a computer, but it got sick once and was in the hospital for a week. And I realized then the best backup I could have is a pencil and a piece of paper and my own 4-byte memory.
You mean 4 gigabytes.
I wish. Well, on that note, let's go on to Hooked on the Net.
Kelly, Todd, and David are having lunch.
How come you never write to me, David?
Nobody sends snail mail anymore.
Try email.
You mean you're finally on the net?
I talked him into subscribing just yesterday.
Welcome to the 20th century, Dad.
It's not such a big deal to be on the net.
Life will never be the same. You just wait and see. So have you been surfing on the net?
I've checked out, or rather, visited several sites.
I'm impressed. You're making a lot of progress, Todd.
Isn't it loaded with information?
Some of the information is useful, but some of it is total garbage.
Well, the same goes for television.
Any information can be misleading unless we use it wisely.
Actually, I found an unbelievable quantity of sports information.
Did you check out the baseball scores?
Yes, I got the latest scores, statistics, gossip, you name it, on every pro sport.
You see how the internet can be addictive.
Oh, yes. You're likely to lose track of time.
I have friends who spend hours on it.
I bet their monthly telephone bills are pretty high.
What's worse, they're so hooked they forget to eat.
How much time do you regularly spend in front of the screen?
Oh, I spend about an hour exploring the net and another doing my homework.
We wouldn't want you to develop mouse elbow from too much typing.
Nor bleary eyes staring at the computer screen.
I'm not a kid. I know better than to strain my eyes.
And above all, please, don't run up the phone bill.
All right, let's listen to The Mars Mission.
Kelly, Todd, and David continue their conversation over lunch. Did you follow the Mars mission on the internet?
We did at school. It just blew our minds. The data we were tracking was the same as that streaming back to NASA.
Kids now have access to information once reserved for governments.
With all this technology, we might be able to travel to another planet one day.
So what's next? A trip to Mars?
I've always wanted to meet a Martian.
Actually, a manned mission to Mars isn't such a far-fetched idea anymore.
But even if NASA had the technology, the cost wouldn't be feasible. Space programs cost taxpayers billions of dollars.
Someone ought to launch a private expedition to Mars. That's how man first reached the South Pole, right?
But how would private explorers finance an expedition?
By turning it into a commercial mission.
A commercial mission to Mars could be profitable, like the Olympic Games.
Only instead of a 3-week media event, it would be a 3-year ordeal.
Suppose they sold media rights in advance. It could generate a lot of income.
Exactly. And, what's it called when you create new products for an event?
Are you talking about market tie-ins?
That's it. We could make millions selling these products.
Good. So that'll take care of the budget problem.
Who do you have in mind as the first voyager to Mars?
A celebrity. Harrison Ford would be perfect.
I don't think so. But seriously, what's the use of exploring Mars?
I'm sure people first thought the Antarctic had nothing of value.
They were pretty wrong about that. It now provides us with vital information for today's environmental debates.
So that'll be the sales pitch. Save the world. Go to Mars.
Jeff, going back to the telephone. Phoning a company for information or service is a frustrating experience in the United States.
Market deregulation does tend to mess things up, doesn't it? But things aren't so bad in Japan yet.
You know, in the States, your call is usually answered by a pre-recorded voice that either asks you to hold because all the lines are currently busy, or tells you to press several more numbers to be connected. And if you don't listen carefully, you get cut off. And even if your call finally gets through to a live human being, he or she might tell you apologetically that their computer is down so they can't help you.
That's an example of technology at its worst. But these state-of-the-art telephone services do have a bright side.
What's that?
The recordings force people learning English to sharpen their listening skills.
Absolutely.
Then let's have our listeners sharpen their skills by listening to the next series of dialogues about family and work. First, we'll hear family time.